And welcome to another episode of Live 605. I'm your host, Elytis, aka Shave the Man. A warm welcome to those of you that are new to these lives. They're becoming a thing now. They are indeed. And you can watch them on Facebook, where you may be watching them, and on YouTube. So we're on YouTube on the Shave the Man channel, as well as the Stray Whisker TV channel. We decided to throw the net out, cast the net, and get the show out to as many people as possible. And that's pretty important. What's also important is you. So if you're new to these lives, I would appreciate it if you put a new in the bottom in the comments, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're new on Facebook or new to the lives on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. A warm welcome to, looks like some regulars here. We have Stephen Carter. Hi, Steve. How are you going? And David James. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you there. Namaste, Pranav. Thank you for joining in. Oh, look at this. Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you? It's Steve from Brisbane who likes rose scent's wife. Yes, I know. He loves a rose scent, I have to say. Nice of you to join us on an auspicious occasion, I have to say. There's something for those of you that are watching this live from overseas. There's a particular sporting event that's occurring this evening. And so I will make this video short and sweet because I'm sure that most of you weren't really counting on me being the pre-match entertainment. But if I am, then I'm very, very grateful to you. It really is a warm welcome. Yes, it is indeed. It's pretty cool here. It looks like we're probably going to go through some cool weather. There's a snow forecast in our neck of the woods. I hope that wherever you are, that you're keeping warm. Paul, yes, good evening to you, sir, from chilly Hartley. Yes, I'm sure it is quite chilly there. I think we've got a number of people that have posted photographs on social about the weather. Matt, hello again. Yes, Matt, go the Blues. You're going to get me into trouble, aren't you? Yes, go the Blues indeed. Anyway, we won't make this a 60 seconds with Sterlo type of session. We'll get down to it. Just another quick hello to, who else have we got here? Let me see. Spiros. Wow. Now test my Greek here now. Let's see what Spiros has to say. Kalimera Costa mu από την πατρίδα. Well, kalimera. Good morning from the motherland is what Spiros had said. Thank you for joining us, Spiros. Spiridona, which is the full name. So, as I say, if you're live, if you're new, I should say, obviously all live, but if you're new, just put a comment below so I know that those of you that are watching on YouTube are in fact new. I try and reach out to most people. In fact, I've been quite surprised. The Shave the Man viewers are sort of gone through the roof. But what do you expect? Anyway, well, I'll tell you what I expect to do. This evening, I want to talk about five actionable, it sort of sounds a bit preachy, doesn't it? But let's just do it. 5 actionable things to improve your shave, whether you are a male, a female, or whatever else you are, okay? These 5 little actions will definitely help improve your shave. Now, do we all need to improve our shaves? We certainly do. Yours truly included. And I've found lately that I have been a little bit more mindful when I'm shaving. Been a little bit more mindful generally speaking. But of late, I've noticed that if I rush or if I'm not present, there in the moment, then I tend to make a mess of my face. Mindfulness is an important thing. So we'll talk about the 5 things, and I also want to, after I go through these 5 things, maybe I'll have some questions come up, and maybe you can tell us what you think 5 actionable things to improve your shave would be. Now, of course, there's a presupposition here, and that is that you're already shaving using, a razor, a brush, and a soap or cream. And so we start off from that assumption. I mean, I guess you might be using an electric a shaver as well. I don't know why you would, but if you are, then maybe there are things that you can bring to the discussion and let us know exactly what you think would improve your shaves. But these are the things that I believe are quite important. And I've got to say that we all need to improve our life generally. I mean, this is, it's not just your shaves. This is, again, all the things that I discuss here. For those of you with the eyes and the eyes to see and the ears to hear would know that these things can be applied across a whole range of issues, things that will help us get through life. So, without further waffle, let's get on with it. The first thing that I believe is very, very important is to wash your skin thoroughly. This is why we recommend that people have a shower first. So I used to be, I'd shave first and then go into the shower. And of course, the rationale behind all of that was that I had all this lather on my face. I'd finish the shave and then I'd go into the shower and wash it all off and we're done. But many years ago, through trial and error, mostly error, I discovered that the best thing to do, and of course this you could see, barbers of old will tell you this, the hot towel was designed to hydrate the whiskers, soften the skin, make it a little more supple, which would prepare you for the blade. So please use a gentle skin cleanser. If you can, use a non-soaped skin cleanser, one that's got a balanced pH. You want it to be clean, but you don't want it to be stripping oils and things off the skin. You want all the sort of material that's there to come off, but washing is important, okay? Of course, washing helps to hydrate the hairs, and that's an important thing. So I would say the very first thing to improve your shaves is to wash your skin thoroughly. Are there people out there that just go straight into shaving without washing? Yes, there are. And do they do a good job? I guess so. But we're talking about improving, all right? There is a marked improvement. If you want, you can try this. You can try this at home if you like. Try shaving without having washed or cleansed the skin, and then try with it. I'll be here. In fact, I can wait now if you like. I'll just wait for you now. And while I'm waiting, I'll have some tea. It's tea tonight because, look, too many coffees, and I'm having a coffee tomorrow with Con and coffee. Do you believe people are actually turning up for this thing? It's incredible. Anywho, right. Wash your skin, please. I can't stress that enough. That will definitely go towards helping you improve your shave. Clean skin is skin that's ready to go. Look, I liken it to, you wouldn't just start washing your car without doing a soak, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to create problems for the bodywork. Maybe it's not a great analogy, but you know what I mean. There has to be a level of preparation. Paul, yes, you must accept that challenge. Yes, I'll be keeping notes on this. You don't think you just throw away these lines and then disappear. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this. I have a head-specific exfoliation cream I sometimes use. Have you tried something like that? No. I exfoliate my head by shaving it. But what I do when I'm in the shower is just use a light cleanser, or I use that Nablus stuff, and that will suffice. But head exfoliate, I think that if I exfoliated my head, there'd be nothing left internally. I mean, there's nothing up here anyway. But it might exfoliate some brain cells as well. So no, I haven't used that. But thank you. I'll look into it. Maybe you could PM me and let me know. Andrew, yes, you've got to shower, shave in that order. Yeah, yes. Yes. That's me. Okay, without getting a little too personal, that's me. I do the same. Okay, well, what's the next thing? What's the next thing that I would suggest? Now, use a dedicated pre-shave or bloom water. Let me explain. Bloom water is simply putting a little bit of water in the tub, right? Just enough to moisten the top. And then when I come out of the shower, I just use it and put it on my hands and then rub it on my face, and that's it. Do you need pre-shave? No, we've said this before time and time again. Pre-shaves are great for people that are shaving you. This is why barbers use the towel. They use a bit of oil. They use all the things that I don't use at home. I just use soap, okay? In other words, the soap that I'm shaving with. But we're talking about using it before you actually build a lather, okay? So use the soapy shave water or the bloom water. I know this is a term that's quite a contentious issue. I don't know why, but it is. Just use it as a pre-shave. So, as I say, what I do, before I head into the shower, put some warm water in this, let it sit. I go and have a shower, I wash, come back, there's still some water on the top of this. I just pour it out and just rub it in my face. And that serves as a pre-shave for yours truly. Do the other pre-shaves work? They certainly do. Are they for me? No. Sometimes, yes, but mostly no. I just find that I don't really need to use a dedicated pre-shave. Some people swear by them. They swear by the Parasso pre-shave. They reckon that's a great product. I've used it. I used to use the white one, and I found it quite nice until I didn't. It happened. It's a relationship. Some of them blossom and bloom, and others don't. Others crash and burn. Anyway, so that's it. First thing, you wash. Second thing, use a pre-shave, either a dedicated one or the bloom water as a pre-shave. I think this is important. The third thing, load the product like it's your last shave, right? You may not need it, however. How good is the Phoenix Ice Cube? It's good. It's good. It works. I told you, I was the first to admit that I thought it was a bit of a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's just not something that I reach for every single day. I might, if I think I'm going to have a particularly rough shave, or if I'm using a brand new feather blade or something like that, I might go to it. It depends on what's happening, okay? And this is something that, you need to be mindful. Dave, stop interrupting, okay? We're talking about the third thing. Load the product like it's your last shave. Time and time again, I have ladies and gentlemen that come into the store and they say, and I ask them, so tell me, how do you lather? What do you do? So, I just take the brush and swirl it a couple of times, and then you do what? Why are you swirling it a couple of times? Load it, okay? Load it, and load it like it's going to be your very last shave. What are you saving it for? Don't buy stuff from me. I'm just saying, what are you saving it for? Don't save it, okay? Use it. Life is short. Use the product. We're not saying go, use half a tub every time you shave, but generally speaking, people become a little bit more conservative with the amount of use. I know that there are a lot of products that you don't need to use as much, but don't skimp on product for your face to create a good lather, all right? So just pretend it's your last shave. Load it like you hate it, in the words of Tony Ramirez. That's right. Load it like it owes you money. Sit there and just load it like it owes you money, right? Don't be nice to it. It's a product. It's there to be used. What are you waiting for? Look, true story. There was a dear lady that I knew who was, I believe, 88, 89, and she didn't want to knit because she was saving her eyes. At the age of 88, she said, oh, no, if I keep knitting, my eyes will deteriorate. So she was saving her eyes. That dear lady is no longer with us, and I'm not making light of the fact, but when are you going to use this stuff? Just use it, okay? Just use it. Life is way too short to be using, nanoparticles, nano amounts, okay? Just use it and shave like it's your last shave. This is very, very important. Okay? It's like the Karate Kid thing, you don't know why you're being told these things, but they'll all make sense in the end. Perhaps, I flatter myself. So load the product like it's your lastest shave. The next thing, Shave like it's your first shave ever. Take your time, in other words. It's not a race. Take your time. Lather like it's the very last time you're going to lather or load, and shave like it's your very first time. And why I say this is because that no matter how experienced you are, no matter how many years you've been shaving, no matter how many soaps or brushes or razors or whatever you've got, which is wonderful, if you rush, if you're doing it at a time when you know you haven't really got some time, but you're going to mess things up. Something will happen. One of these variables will invariably affect your shave. Take your time. Take your time. I tell the ladies that come in, I know you like, there's a lot of ladies that love to shave in the shower. They get in there, use a bit of conditioner, and off they go. They start shaving their legs. Why? Tell hubby to go and get a pizza or something. And you just spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, however long it is in the bathroom. Sit on a stool or on the edge of the bathtub and just take your time. Gentlemen, take your time. If you're rushing, then you're not organised. That means don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. Plan these things. So that will also improve your shave. Shaving like it's your first shave every time. We become blasé. We think, oh, yeah, I don't know what this is about. It's great. Just lather it or slap it on. No. Slapping it on is sloppy. Take your time. Purposeful, meaningful, present in the moment. That will definitely improve your shave. Okay? It's very simple. I told you these things were actionable. You don't have to buy any things or any special thing. You've got everything you need right there, I'm sure of it. So that's an important thing. Taking your time. Shaving like it's your very first shave. And always, once you finish the shave, hydrate your skin. Okay? Now, we spoke about aftershaves in a previous live and whether they're an alcohol-based or whatever they are. Don't care if you use pure alcohol. Go and knock yourself out with 97% isopropyl alcohol if you like, but hydrate first and hydrate after it as well. Okay? Why? That will help your skin. That will help the hair growth beneath the epidermis. That will avoid ingrowns. That will avoid razor burn and all these horrible things that happen when you don't hydrate. That's it. These things will improve your shave. I guarantee you. See, there are no special products. There's nothing amazing or mystical or metaphysical or we don't need to align our chakras or set up crystals or burn some, sage or something. These are things that you have in your possession. I'm certain of that. Take your time, please. It's very, very important. Alex, set the alarm for start. Yes, you could do that. Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely, my friend. Yes. Take your time. Don't rush. A wiser man than yours truly, and most of us, I would imagine, he said this to me once. He said, if you have to run upstairs, you're doing it wrong. You're late. Don't run upstairs. Walk. You don't need to run upstairs. You're in a hurry. You should have left earlier. If you're in a hurry, you should have left earlier. You should have thought about these things. Now, it sounds a bit severe, I realise, but there's something to that. In fact, there's two things that I heard once. Never buy cheap batteries and never run upstairs. Think about it. You buy cheap batteries, you'll be buying them again and again and again. You run upstairs, it means you're not organised. Something's not quite right. Walk. Run. Walk. Walk. So be present. That's, I guess, what I'm saying. Mr. G Shave, hi from the UK. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. I really appreciate people that have jumped on YouTube. This is it's actually a wonderful thing. This is the thing that keeps these conversations going. Consera is very fast at shaving. I'm trying to get her into DEs and soaps. So far, no good. What now? You're the spokesman for Sarah? What's going on there, Steve? Hey, Steve, what's going on there? No, seriously, a lot of ladies are fast with shaving. It's a chore. It's something they need to do, kind of, Although in the cooler months, they just say, look, you're stuck with it. I'm going to be in my leggings and jeans and that's it. Who cares? I don't care if I've got hairy legs and bits. I don't care. When I'm in there, it's in and out. But if the ladies took some time with it, I think they would enjoy it more and they'd get a better shave. And I think if Sarah transitioned slowly, it's not a race, as I said, if she transitioned slowly to using a safety razor or some such, getting away from plastic, razors, cartridge razors, then her shave will improve enormously. It will improve, Sarah. We're speaking about you like you're not there, but we know you are there. We know. Just slow it down. I understand there's practicalities around all of that. I really understand that. Matt, resist the temptation to do more than 3 passes and figure out whether your face can tolerate shaving against the grain. It's all about technique. Here. Absolutely. I encourage people to do a 2-pass shave with touch-ups, little bits, but don't go over it, time and time again. 3 passes is definitely the way to go. And technique is very, very important. Now, these 5 things that I'm talking about, there are a lot of assumptions that are being made with this, but technique, one could argue that all of this that I'm talking about today is part of the technique. But I suspect you're talking about the mechanical technique of shaving, the actual physics behind it and the rest of it. So yes, you don't need to do a 3-pass shave. You really don't. 2 and a few touch-ups. If you're very, 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 very experienced and you've really prepared, and by prepared I mean done all the things that we're speaking about in this live, then there should be no reason why you would have a subpar shave. So technique is very important. Yes, absolutely. I would never, ever, ever say it isn't. It's critical. In fact, it's critical. But really, there are other little bits and pieces, things that you can tweak that you can most certainly help to improve your shave. What have we got there? Number 3 pass is the upper limit. Absolutely. No 3 pass. No, 3, was it? No, 3 passes is the upper limit. Absolutely. Yep. Agreed, 1,000%. Mr. G, my shaving process, pre-shave cream or glycerin-based hand soap. Yes. A good quality shaving cream or soap, witch hazel aftershave balm, moisturiser and 3 passes finished off by a pick-up pass. Yes, that's a very sound routine and technique there. I will mention one other thing though, and that is your water, whether it's hard water or soft water. I'm blessed in that where I am, I have soft water. So I just look at soap and it lathers, right? It's kind of a Dr. Xavier thing. I just look at it and there's sort of some mystical powers that emanate from me and the thing just lathers itself. I wish. Essentially, what it is that I have soft water because it's rainwater. If you're in a place where there is hard water, I realise that it requires a little bit more effort, and glycerin in this instance really does help. So the differences between hard and soft water we won't cover today, but essentially you're looking at things like calcium and potassium levels in the water, bonding to the soap and preventing it from lathering and so on and so forth. So we can talk about that. We can even talk about water softening techniques in other lives. But that's a very, very good technique, sir. Thank you for spending that, for sharing that, I should say. Who else do we have here? Stephen is in the bathroom for nearly... I love this. I live for this. This is it. Okay, this right here is it. Stephen is in the bathroom for nearly an hour in the morning, Con. An hour. I just don't have the time. I am a busy person. Stephen seems to have a lot of leisure time. Must be nice to be Stephen. Oh, love it. Love it, Sarah. You are a classic. I know. Ladies are very, very practical when it comes to that. Mark Sardowski, good vibes to you too, sir. Thank you for joining the live. We've got a few comments this evening. Who else have we got here? Stathi, yes, spend 5 minutes or seconds to think instead of thinking everything takes 5 minutes or seconds. Yes, you philosopher, you. No, that's absolutely true. Spend a bit of time. Alex says, my mum says hello. She's right next to me. Sophia, my love goes out to you. What a woman. Lovely, 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 lovely lady. I will shave like I'm expecting the Bulldogs to win. The Bulldogs to win. To win what? A spoon, perhaps? Made of wood? A wooden spoon, yeah. Did you need to bring up the Bulldogs during this live? I'm just saying, was it necessary? Maybe we should go down to Belmore and give them a few tips on how to get things done. Anyone else here? Spiro? How many times do I have 3 passes in my shaves? I can use one blade. Okay. So, if you're a 3-pass shaver, generally speaking, and it depends on a couple of things. Firstly, it depends on the toughness of your beard. So if you're like me and you have some greys, my beard here on my face, I mean, it's an indicator, it just tells you what's going on. My whiskers are they're quite firm and stubbly, so I will burn through a blade a lot faster. The more colour and pigment is in your hairs, generally speaking, the softer the hair, which means you can take the blade for many more shaves. Okay. Again, we're talking in very general terms. But Spiro, I know that you're a man of distinction, of course, and some age. I believe on the beautiful island of Kerkira. If you're using an Astra, I don't push it beyond 3, sometimes 4. But I've used an Astra twice, and the third shave was terrible. If I'm using something like a feather, no problems whatsoever, I could get 7 to 10 shaves out of a feather. The 8th or 9th starts to tug a little bit, so I get rid of it. The other thing that may surprise you is what's the quality of your lather, okay? Remember, we did a live some weeks ago about talking about one of the things what happens when a blade hits the whiskers, and the blade immediately is compromised in terms of its sharpness. This is at a microscopic level. If you've got a good lather and there's good slickness and good cushion and protection there, you might be able to get a little bit more out of your blades. The other thing, and there are people that have done this out there, I've seen it, check it, look on YouTube, you'll find them, where they take a blade out and they strop the blade. Yes, they take the blade and they give it a bit of a strop and they use it for another 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 times. There's one guy, I think he took a feather blade, he used it about 32 times. But after about the 7th or 8th shave, he was taking it out and he was stropping it on a piece of leather or whatever it was. Triches, cazares. Why are we doing this? We don't need to do that anyway. I hope, Spiro, that assists you with that. Thanks. I did not know the fact about grey in the beard. Yeah, no wonder I only get 2 to 3. Yeah. So if you've got a greyish beard, if you're going grey, the salt and pepper kind of look, your hairs, your whiskers, are in fact a little bit firmer because they lack melanin and pigment. The pigment helps soften the hair. It feels softer. I have a nephew who's in his 20s, who's got a beard, and when I give him a big hug, my God, the thing's so soft. Give a 45-year-old with a beard a hug. Sarah, are you still there? Anyway, I'll stop now, otherwise I'm going to get into big trouble. Brent, hello from Halifax. Lovely to see you on the live. Look, it's wonderful that people are joining us from all over the world. I really, really appreciate it. That's what this stuff's all about. Okay, it's about sharing things. We're in Sydney, Australia at the moment, and people are joining us from all over the world. And of that, as I say, I'm most appreciative. If you've got any questions, put them beneath. There's a guy on YouTube, Esquity Shaves, who's used a Gillette now at 380 times and is still going. Oh my God. Wow. 380 times. Obviously, he's there to set a record. There's no way you would use a blade 300. Yeah, okay. Look, these things are interesting because they sort of buck trends and shake up the norms and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a great thing. But look, the most I've ever used a blade, 10, maybe 12 times. And it's either because I've forgotten, I lost count. So this is why I'm saying 10, maybe 12. But beyond that, I can tell. But that's with my water, the lathers that I get with having soft water, and also my whiskers. I don't know. So as I'm getting older, I don't use the razor blade for as many shaves. It just doesn't happen. Stathi, I found with an Astro blade, I can get 2 good, sometimes 3 so-so shaves of a noggin and 3 of the beard. 2 plus, yeah. That's probably about right. The Astros, they're a comfortable blade. They're not the sharpest. They're comfortable, and they're a good middle-of-the-road blade. But yes, that makes perfect sense to me. That sounds about right, actually. What have we got here that we can put up? Yes, I'm sorry I'm late. I got here as early as I wanted to. Oh, Dave, you got a lot of spare time on your hands now, don't you? Hey? Yeah. I haven't even shaved 380 times full stop. No, you probably haven't, actually. There's no need for me to do any calculations. No need to do any calculations. Rushing leads to nicking. It does. It's the same sort of principle as running upstairs leads to broken ankles and stuff. So yes, don't rush. Don't rush. If you know you've got to be out the door, right, shave at night. Just do it at night. What's the matter if you have a little bit of stubble there by 11 o'clock the next morning? Shave at night if you know you've got to get out at Sparrows. If you've got to get out very, very early in the morning, don't be doing this. Unless you're in the military or unless you're up there with precision, you can get up and you're done. Long black, 2 sugars. Stop it. Stop it. Now you're teasing me. All right. Who else have we got there? So Pranav says, I use once a Gillette 7 o'clock blade for 8 shaves and 3 passes per shave. Yep. Look, 7 o'clocks, I've used them as well, and I wouldn't pass them. I wouldn't go past sort of an eight shave. I mean, you're really stuck. But you're a young man, Pranav. You're a young man. The world is before you. You're a young man. If you're my age, forget it. I use a blade 3 shaves and then it ends up, okay, there's no point pushing the boundaries. Absolutely. Have to agree with you. There's no point pushing it. Why go beyond 3? Who have we got there? We got Sarah. See, I've got comments coming up here. I can see them because I'm looking at this monitor. Michael Ray, welcome, sir. It says occasionally a dud blade will be in a pack. It just happens. Yes, I have to agree with you, Michael. This varies from brand to brand. There are some brands which are made in certain places of the world that in a pack of 100, easy 35 are duds. 35% of them are just straight to the bin. And that's what you're paying for. Blades are, in theory, made the same way, but in practice, they vary wildly because of the work that's done after it and the sharpening process and the coating process. So, yes, the dud will definitely change things. Brent says he's on his 13th shave using the same Derby extra blade using my Henson AL30. Wow. Now, see, the Derbies are an interesting one. I've had a lot of duds that had Derby on them, but I've had ones that have been okay. So, look, it just depends. It all depends. Who else do we have here? Andrew, yes, I'm generally working on about 3 blade uses for noggin and face and 2 for... That's about right for me. And given your age, Andrew, so you're only 18, you're doing very well there. Who else have we got? We've got no one else there. Is Sarah there? I think I saw something from Sarah. Yeah, I think we should bring up Sarah. And I'll read it in my Sarah voice. Con, you don't want to know what I think of Stephen's. I think Stephen's beard feels like. This is great. This is great. All before a State of Origin match too. I love that. Anyway, okay. What else have we got? Interesting how we discuss how many shaves per blade for a D razor. Con, can I ask, does anyone using a cartridge razor count the shaves? Or is this more so a point in the wet shaving circles? Starthi, to answer that question for you, when you buy cartridge razors and you look at the pack, there's ingredients on there. There are ingredients on the pack. There's PEG 20, castor oil, there's aloe vera. There's product on the strips, and those strips, after about the second or third shave, look terrible by sight, right? You look at the strip and you think, oh, God, I don't know that I can use this again. So what are you going to do? You're going to throw it out. You're going to throw it out and buy more cartridge razors. So you don't need to count. You just look at it and you think, ugh. Whereas a blade, unless you've got a scope, 100 times magnification or whatever, just by looking at a blade, unless, of course, you have supervision, you can't really tell whether this will give you another shave or not, unless you're counting. And there are people that use, dye, and they'll count 6 and they'll turf it. But yes, it is an interesting point. But I think you get a lot of visual cues from a cartridge razor because they look terrible after about the third or fourth shave. Have I overstayed my welcome? I probably have. Look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching these lives. It's you that makes them vibrant and important and critical and essential. I hope I haven't caused any domestics or any arguments. I wish you all good health. Please stay safe, right? We have to say that these days. Please stay safe. And as far as I'm concerned, as I say, if you take your time, be present, wash the face, don't overdo it, stick to sort of 3 or less passes. There's no reason why you can't have an improved and a magnificent shave. Anyway, that's it for this live. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.